हर व्यापार को दे पहचान, व्यापार जगत।
Future of sustainable building construction. We have a panel discussion, and the moderator for this panel discussion will be architect Chandni Shahwasa. Let me introduce her. She's an amazing personality. So Chandni holds a master degree in environmental architecture from the prestigious Rachna Academy of architecture. She is also an IGBC AP as well as Griha CP. She is currently heading her own venture, the Open House, which looks after environmental planning, architecture, and interior design. She's skilled in building energy model, daylight analysis, and CFD analysis for various kinds of buildings ranging from high to mid rise. She has conducted various high performance building design studies in terms of energy conversion measures related to orientation, facade, insulation, shading devices, lighting design. She is diligent, meticulous, and passionate about working and learning new things. She has also emerged as a national level winner in IGBC Green League, that is IGL 2018, held during the Green Building Congress at HICC Hyderabad, India. Traveling is her passion, with the belief that it allows us to become so many different versions of ourselves. So let us please welcome with pleasure architect Chandni Shahwasa. Can we all clap? Welcome, architect Chandni. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Kavita. So let's talk about the first session that we have today about sustainable building construction. And let me first introduce all the speakers. Our first speaker today is Mr. Sanjay Shamanur. Sanjay Shamanur is a naturalist and an ecocrat who has lead development and successful marketing of several products for cleaner and greener planet Earth. He is a serial entrepreneur and chairman of Imagine Valley Ecoscaping that has assembled top ecologists and ethnobiologists to undertake ecological landscaping ecoscaping. He's earlier co-founded the Sagas Autotake Private Limited, which developed the first successful autogas conversion kit for three-wheelers and two-wheelers, which has converted over 1 million auto rickshaws to LPG and CNG across the world. Most welcome, Mr. Sanjay Shamanur. Our second guest today is Mr. Bhargav Brahmbhatt. Bhargav represents Nature Coat Wood Coatings, which is a revolutionary wood coating material made in India. He is a second generation into building and material industry and has been widely venturing into sustainable products and services in the industry. Bhargav, we would like to know more about the products you're venturing into the next time or in the discussion today. Our third guest today is Mr. Kavi Jain. Kavi Jain is a graduate from IIT Roorkee. Innovation and experimentation with new ideas, concepts, and forms have been their forte. He's always remained a step ahead of his times, coming up with groundbreaking buildings time and again. Architecture is his passion. He virtually lives and breathes architecture. It has become a habit with him to produce timeless buildings for posterity. A practical engineering mind which constantly looks at simple but technical solutions helps him in achieving those architectural dreams. That is what defines the motto of his firm, Nirman Consultants, bringing designs to life. Kavi created Nirman Consultants shortly after completing his education. A first-generation entrepreneur, Nirman Consultants is a startup architectural practice to a renowned and progressive organization that is rich in content and diverse in footprint. The story of Nirman is the story of Kavi Jain. Our fourth guest tonight is Vinit Lochan Gupta. Vinit is born on Independence Day in Kanpur and coincidentally with the help of Dr. Laxmi Sehgal, who has been close to Subhash Chandra Bose. It's not a wonder that his independent soul has lived for the past 56 years in his own inimitable free manner. St. Xavier School and his grandparents' liberal upbringing only brought out the fiercely creative independent streak even further. The School of Planning and Architecture, SPA, the New Delhi, an institution best known for fostering lateral thinking, was just the launch pad this passionate being needed to create green homes, museums, hospitals, resorts, data centers, college, universities, townships, even airports, bus terminuses, railway stations, whatnot. Vinit's young Shivani happened to him in 1998 and to this date remains his best client. On weekends, they chill and entertain from their design green center near Palam Vihar, Gurugram. Nature has been the basic element in the design of this home. The thought was to make the existing environment quite participative by using the elements present locally. While on weekdays, Vinit runs a bespoke design workshop from there while staying with Shivani and their two beautiful gifted boys in a studio apartment downtown. Vinit doesn't believe God lies in the details because he himself lies in the details. Most welcome our four speakers for today. And is there anything else you would like to introduce about yourself?
There are two Vinits.
Something that I might have missed.
There were two Vinits here, and I welcome Vinit Lochan Gupta. I am Vinit Khanna. So you introduced me, but it's the same thing. Welcome, Vinit ji. So it's like, so wo Vinits mein confusion ho gayi thi, but it's the same thing. We are all in the nature's bounty. We are all the same. All the same.
Morning, Vinit ji. God bless.
मुझे आप मेरी इंट्रोडक्शन आपके नाम से हुई, मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई.
वाह वाह, very good. Same here.
I'm so sorry for that. So let me introduce Mr. Vinit Khanna.
You've already introduced me, but you used my Mr. Vinit Lochan Gupta's name. So now you have to introduce Vinit Lochan Gupta as Vinit Lochan Gupta.
We had a slightly issue. So, okay, Mr. Vinit Lochan Gupta is the CEO of Safe Techno Engineers, which is a graduate engineer, graduate honors in physics. His firm specializes in project management, building energy design, value engineering, coordination of small scale and large scale projects, and project feasibility. He is an expert valuer and approved government internal auditor for ISO 19001. Having more than 33 years of experience in the field and leading projects of multiple expertise like energy design, retrofitting, golf courses, housing, commercial spaces, everything. He and his firm has a wide knowledge experience of building codes and paperwork necessary for clearing construction projects in tech. Mr. Gupta is a member of the Indian Institute of Engineers also, fellow member of Consulting Engineers Association of India, Indian Association of Structural Engineers, Institution of Valuers. The list goes on and on. The former member of Bureau of Indian Standards, empaneled with banks and structural consultants, DRDO as special category consultant, and many others. He was also the head of the committee for the formulation of ISO procedures in Sterling Holidays and various training programs as a trainer. Safe Techno Engineers has been honored with various awards for their achievement in technical ability and services. Many projects undertaken by Safe Techno won national and international awards. Mr. Gupta's goal now is to impart training for skill development and participate in social services, thereby build and strengthen roots for future generation. Welcome, Mr. Vinit Gupta, and so sorry for the slight mess.
Okay, namaskar.
So let's start with today's proceedings. My first question to all of you is that we've heard that so many times that sustainable design holds the key to the future. And we all know it's true. For an environmentally positive future, for the world to remain as it is, we do have to build sustainably. But what does green design really entail? What would you define as sustainable construction? Mr. Vinit Khanna or Mr. Kavi Jain, you all have been practicing in architecture for a long time.
Actually, sustainable, if you see nature, it only takes those resources that it requires. And man has a problem that, you know, there is man wants to acquire everything. So ये बहुत बड़ा problem है man का कि वो इकट्ठा करता रहता है use उसका 10% या 5% भी नहीं करता. हमारा brain भी वैसे ही है. हम अपने brain अपनी body को उतना use नहीं करते हैं. तो nature is the most sustainable thing, that it uses what it requires. A tree, if you see a branch of a tree, or how much how much energy a tree uses, how much environmental thing it gives, it's amazing. So the thing is, sustainability is celebrating nature, not acquiring. So there is a lot of difference between celebrating with nature and acquiring. So moment we start acquiring, sustainability loses its way. So that's my first statement. I think it will be put on to our more eminent speakers. So I want to start with this. It is not philosophical, it is the ground reality. And Gandhi ji ka bhi ye tha, need and greed. So sustainability is need, and if you do everything need based, it's sustainable.
इसी चीज को मैं थोड़ा सा एक्सटेंड करूंगा कि I 100% agree with what Vinit has said. इसमें आप देखें नेचर के अंदर में man is the only animal who would eat when he doesn't is not hungry. He will if you see any animal, उसको उसके सामने खाना भी होगा तो वो अगर भूखा नहीं होगा तो नहीं खाएगा. जंगल में शेर के सामने से आप निकल जाएंगे और वो अगर उसको भूख नहीं लग रही है तो he will be as good as what you are. So the only thing that has differentiated man from the basic natural animal he is was the brain. जितना जैसे जैसे हमारा दिमाग हमने एक्वायर करते रहे और नेचर से हटते हुए हम अपने थॉट्स से चीजों को ट्राई करने लगे तो वी आर समटाइम्स गोइंग अगेंस्ट नेचर. इफ यू सी द जंगल, अगर किसी भी आप जंगल पे जाएं तो वहां पे जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी है वो सबसे बढ़िया वहां पर समझ में आती है. एक छोटी सी चीज हम बोलकर चलते हैं कि जिस जंगल के अंदर में दीमक लगी होती है, दैट इज द हेल्दीएस्ट फॉरेस्ट, विच बिकॉज द पॉइंट इज कि दीमक जो है वो जो हेल्दी पेड़ है उसको नहीं टच करेगा, बट जो डेड वुड है उसको खत्म कर देता है. तो उसकी वजह से इट्स अ नेचुरल प्रोसेस इन विच द होल फॉरेस्ट सर्वाइव्स. तो मेरे एक छोटा सा टेक है इसके अंदर में कि जब तक हम ये सस्टेनेबिलिटी को दिमाग से सोचते रहेंगे तब तक ये it will be just something like another economic thing या commercial thing, whatever it is. लेकिन जिस दिन हम लोगों ने इसको दिल से करना शुरू कर दिया, जो कि आज की डेट में हमारे पास काफी लोग हैं जो दिल से कर रहे हैं, they are the real ones who are actually creating sustainability. So over to others.
Sustainable construction वहीं शुरू होगा जब हम टॉप ऑफ द पिरामिड से होके पूरे सर्कल का हिस्सा बनेंगे.
Absolutely.
Bhargav, Sanjay sir, Vinit, any
so sustainable architecture according to me is using minimum damage to the environment. The design, the infrastructure, the architect, anything that is created by human beings that causes the minimum damage to the environment, that reduces the energy impact in the universe, is the sustainable architecture. So in terms of human beings, as rightly said by Kaviji, we are one species who are the most luxurious species on this planet. So we are exploiting this planet like anything, more than any other animal on the earth. So as much as lesser damage that we can cause to the nature, to the environment, is a sustainable architecture according to me. And that starts from design aspects to the products aspects to anything that is involved in the whole infrastructure activity has to be taken care of and learned about it first of all. So what is sustainability is the question right now for every aspects of design. It's not just
anything and everything under the roof.
Yeah, anything and everything under the room is comes under the picture. So as in how we are developing right now, using of solar energy is increasing, using of windmills, using of a lot of eco-friendly energy sources is increasing day by day. So yeah, we are going on good path, but yeah, as in how we create awareness, we can lead to something which is very beneficial to other species as well on the planet.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Namaskar. In fact, I just want to clarify before that, I am non-architect in this whole group, and I spend more time in jungle than in cities. I used to do wildlife camp for children, spend most of my holidays, and my friends ask me how long you're going to be in the city, because most of my life is in the jungle. So spend so much time in the jungle. I see humans from the jungly point of view. I see humans as a different species. I don't see humans as a human. My favorite book is Mowgli, where Mowgli, though is a human, he lives in jungle, but sees human as another species like a tiger or an elephant, and he compares with all of them. Now, please bear with me if I can make some statements of Mowgli in front of you. I'm their representative. This is a talk I am giving on their behalf. So first of all, we humans think we are the most intelligent, but all the animals and birds in the jungle think we are the most stupid. I'm telling you frankly, they're much more intelligent than us. So second thing, what they all see different in humans is we are the only species who can control fire, which none other species can. So because of this power of controlling the fire, we are able to fight with most of the nature. We are using this fire to fight the nature and destroy nature and build our own colonies on nature. This is what we have been doing. Now we all humans are guilty that we don't want to be destroying the nature. We want to destroy nature in a minimalistic way. This is one approach of sustainability which is going today. Use less energy, use less space, use less damage, use less damaging chemicals. But there is a damage. This is the approach. But in nature, we want to bring. So we got into this Imagine Valley ecoscaping to tell humans, no, you live fully. You use everything maximum. There is no problem at all. But the problem is in your approach. Don't take the toxic approach. Take the natural approach. See, today I want to share with you that 80% of the forests in the world are protected by 5% of the native people. They are also humans. Are they not living in the jungle with sustainability? Are they not a model for us? Are they backward and we are forward? Is it not our superiority complex killing our own sustainable living? We have no oxygen in the city today. We have planted all exotic species where it's a green desert, not even a bird or a bee or a butterfly, even an ant can survive. So the problem is not with the abundance of our life. We are destroying our life by means of not understanding the nature. The economists, the academicians, and the architects and the engineers have zero knowledge on ecology. Forget them. Even the forest department has no knowledge on ecology. There are not even one ecologist in forest department. I spend a lot of time with ecologists. Every day they beat the mound. How to make you people understand what we want. We don't want much. Give us a space in your building. Instead of having a naked, ugly concrete wall, make some holes in it for the birds to live. Make some steps in it for the natural plants to grow. Make a cement where even if the plants go, your building doesn't break. You make a lousy cement technology where water is a problem. What's wrong with us? So how are we going to change our mindset that our materials, our design, our structure? Today, every architect, I think, major problem is pigeon, isn't it? In all the buildings, sparrows have gone, pigeon have come. Why it has come? You have built habitat for pigeons by building ledges after ledges after ledges. Now, why are you blaming the pigeons? Isn't it? So if our life settles wherever you give habitat. I would love to, why not I have a roof, jungle on my roof? You put a proper waterproofing structure. Let the jungle come and settle. It will become a nesting space for eagle. Why should the wildlife be only in the sanctuary? Why not in our own colony? Why not birds come and swim in our swimming pools? Why should we have chlorinated swimming pools? Why we want only dead things? Why we don't want? We want Taj Mahal everywhere. Nobody can live there. Taj Mahal is a beautiful building, but can life come into Taj Mahal? Zero. So this is my appeal from the jungle people to city. Please destroy the disconnect. Bring jungle to cities. That's what we are doing in Imagine Valley. We are promoting use of only native species of plants for gardening, so that there's a bird coming and nesting in your balcony. I think that's the happiest thing to happen. Thank you.
So I will extend my discussion through because nature follow the a cyclic system. So this, as the time goes, the cycle will repeat, I think, and this will go on repeating and repeating. So जैसे हमने पुराने टाइम में अपना चालू किया था मिट्टी के घर बनाना और फ्लोरिंग, तो वापस वैसे ही सारा सब कुछ सिस्टम आना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से. So it's a balancing of ecological cycle.
Yes, sir, I agree with you. One of the key to sustainability is, can we have our buildings and structures as an extension of the nature around us? For example, I have found several buildings in Canada. In fact, Jurong in Singapore is building a city where all the roads are underground and all the buildings have trees on them. So if you see from the top, actually they're adding 110% greenery. I was shocked when Singapore said that they're going to develop Jurong, but they're so smart, they come up with this idea. Why not have roads, everything below or above the ground? Why not jungle stay? In China, they're building a huge city with the vertical towers in the shape of Olympic rings, where the road is above the ground and the entire forest below is undisturbed. So it is not, it's all in the imagination of the architects. My appeal to architects is, please see. No, there's also a problem with the engineers. I'm part of a construction company. First thing our civil engineer does is take a bulldozer, JCB, clean the place, clear all the greenery, make it flat. Then he takes the measurement. So in the process, he's destroyed so many precious trees which have lived for long. And at the end of the project, we pay bomb to buy old trees to bring and plant there and make it struggle to survive. So why can't we understand what is already there and build around that? I'm sure many of the architects are doing it, but it has to spread to a larger extent.
I'd agree with that. I think just to extend it on the same note, architects ke saath, whenever we are doing, we are using technology, I think we should also look at the complete embodied energy cycle for whatever we are doing. जैसे कि मैं वो आपने चाइना का एक एग्जांपल लिया जिसके अंदर में सारी रोड्स ऊपर जा रही हैं और नीचे आपने ग्रीन कर दिया, लेकिन उन रोड्स को बनाने में जो एनर्जी लगी है और जो लगा है, किसी ने ये कैलकुलेट किया है कि फॉर एग्जांपल सोलर सेल को बनाने में जितनी एनर्जी लगती है, क्या वो अपने 25 साल की लाइफ में उतनी एनर्जी वापस दे पाता है अगर हम टोटल एनर्जी साइकिल की बात करें? तो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग कि अगर हम नेचर से हर चीज सीखें, जहां अगर हम जैसे आई थिंक द टॉपिक ऑफ दिस डिस्कशन इज द फ्यूचर ऑफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी. द फ्यूचर ऑफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी एक्चुअली लाइज इन द प्रोफेशनल्स एंड द यूजर्स पुटिंग देयर हार्ट इनटू इट, और उसके बाद जो हम प्रोड्यूस करें उसमें हम थोड़ी सी अपनी सोच ओवरऑल एनर्जी साइकिल का पूरा लगाएं, प्लस हम बाहर जाके क्यों मटेरियल्स लाते हैं, हम अपने लोकल मटेरियल्स, इनफैक्ट देयर शुड बी अ लॉ कि आप अगर राजस्थान में बना रहे हैं तो राजस्थान का मटेरियल ही यूज करें वहां पे. व्हाई डज बिल्डिंग इन राजस्थान हैव टू गेट समथिंग, वहां पर स्टील की बिल्डिंग लोग बनाते हैं कि वहां से स्टील लेकर आके इतने दूर आप यहाँ पर बनाएं. व्हाई कांट वी सिंपली यूज अ लोकल मटेरियल एंड कंप्लीट योर प्रोजेक्ट? सो दीज आर वेरी वेरी स्मॉल थिंग्स, बट जरूरी है ये सोचना कि जो आगे की टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही हैं, क्योंकि जो पूरा प्लेथोरा है आर्किटेक्चर का, कंस्ट्रक्शन का, ये सब चेंज होगा. और जिस तरीके से अब हम एडेप्टेबिलिटी हमारे आर्किटेक्चर में आ रही है, जैसे हम ये मानकर चलते हैं कि जो कन्वेंशनल काइंड ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन से अब धीरे धीरे करके लोगों में एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी आ रही है कि नई तरीके का डिजाइन, नई तरीके की टेक्नोलॉजीज को हम इस्तेमाल करें। होगा ये कि बहुत जल्दी एक एक्सपोनेंशियल राइज आएगा इन अल्टरनेट टेक्नोलॉजीज का, और उस समय अगर हमने उस चीज को कंट्रोल नहीं किया, जो भी एनर्जी जो भी हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी के बारे में सोच रहे हैं, उस समय अगर नहीं किया, एंड इट स्टार्ट्स मेकिंग कॉमर्शियल और इकोनॉमिक सेंस टू अ कॉमन मैन, believe me, we are doomed. So I think we are at a very critical stage of transition, that we all professionals have to be very, very clear in our minds कि किस डायरेक्शन में फ्यूचर अपना कंस्ट्रक्शन जाना चाहिए.
Sir, I just want to bring one small thing to your attention, because mostly if we see all the specifications of the green buildings and all the things, most of it is pointing towards energy efficiency. In fact, energy efficiency is mistaken as green buildings. Actually, energy efficiency is very good. Definitely, we should follow that, and it has a huge impact on usage of energy. All said and done, all buildings in the world use about 30-40% energy. 80% is used for utilities such as production of electricity and automobiles. So there, the sustainability of energy, in my view, is going to come only from adoption of things like hydrogen instead of that's going to come very shortly worldwide. I happen to be a member of International Standards Organization for making standards of using hydrogen for energy. Let me assure you, all of you, that within next 5 years, the world will be moving from petrol, diesel, coal to hydrogen. So all the technology stack is completely ready. Just to inform you, but why I'm diverting the attention is, I think in building design, the importance of energy efficiency is very good, but I think it should be a weightage of 20%. 80% should, in my appeal, should be more towards providing sharing space with native species of birds and animals and wildlife. This is my personal view. Of course, it is open to discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. आप जैसे कह रहे हैं एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी yes is one big part of it, but today अगर हम देखें कि sustainable construction के लिए overall the construction industry consumes 40% of the total carbon emissions. So how do you want to mainstream? How are we looking at mainstreaming the sustainable construction in our overall practices? काफी बार ऐसा होता है कि लोगों को लगता है कि सस्टेनेबल कंस्ट्रक्शन बहुत एक्सपेंसिव होगा, बहुत महंगा होगा, considering the conventional design that we're doing. तो is it true कि महंगा है इसीलिए लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं, या कुछ और दिक्कत आ रही है अपनाने में?
इसका
तो है ये.
Should I answer this? Yes.
Please, sir.
Sorry if I've interrupted anyone. इसका आंसर बड़ा सिंपल है कि हमने कंज्यूमरिज्म को बहुत बढ़ावा दिया है. जैसे कवि जी बोल रहे थे कि राजस्थान का मटेरियल क्यों नहीं यूज करते. हम कंज्यूमरिज्म को इतना बढ़ावा देते हैं कि नई चीज लगाने का हमें बहुत शौक है. अब आप देखिए, गुड़गांव फरीदाबाद एक्सप्रेस में इतना मलबा गिरा हुआ है. Why can't that मलबा यूज टू फॉर द बेस? वी आर बाइंग मलबा, वी आर बाइंग ब्रिक्स एंड ब्रेकिंग देम. तो हमारी रिसाइकलिंग फैसिलिटी नहीं है. तो बल्कि सस्टेनेबल कंस्ट्रक्शन कैन बी चीपर if we have a system of, if we have a kabadibazaar.com, where we can recycle wood, we can recycle malba, we can recycle doors, we can recycle even sanitary fittings. जो यहाँ बहुत expensive apartments बन रहे हैं, they approve their fitting that the builder has provided, and they put those flashy fittings. So everything in our country can be recycled, but it does not help the industry. You see, industry wants to sell, and they put so much of this thing that we feel that if we don't buy this new thing, ये पुरानी चीज, बल्कि हो सकता है कि पुरानी चीज और better हो, और so everything is into consumerism, and that is what the problem is. Let's say, take an example of a car. Why should you throw a car which has hardly run 20,000 kilometers after 15 years? It is better than a new car. And the car industry will never give you the calculation of making a new car, which is about 3,000-4,000 parts, and how much of carbon emission that has given. So it's so the problem is we are a victim of consumerism and industry dominance. But in a country like India, where there is still kabadi-walas come and very happy that so we should energize this recycling thing. I would love to use old doors in a building, because old doors would be maybe better seasoned teak or better this thing. But unfortunately, dhire-dhire karke, the potters have gone out of the city, the kabadi bazaar. So we must have mandatory kabadi bazaar. I mean, and there being kings of recycling like Nekchand ने जब rock garden बनाया था, उसके बाद कितने लोगों ने वैसा rock garden बनाया recycling? किसी ने नहीं बनाया. So we need to recycle. And the other thing is, संजय सर जो बात कर रहे थे जंगल की, हमने तो इंडिया गेट में जंगल को निकाल दिया, बस हमने 4 शेयर ऐड करे ऊपर, बस वो भी कॉपर के. तो एनीवेज, तो और एक पेड़ में कितने नेस्ट होते हैं बर्ड के, who knows, you know. Anyways, I will not go so much into that topic. Maybe I might have to land up somewhere else, right, Kavi? So it's maybe not right to. But ये problem है हमारा sustainability, attitude sustainability का नहीं है. हम मतलब ये शर्ट है, अगर थोड़ी सी फट जाएगी तो फेंक देंगे, फिर नहीं लेंगे. तो this is what it is. Consumerism is what. Thank you.
I would like to extend this thought, Vinitji. Just a moment, Kaviji.
Yes.
So as rightly said by Vinitji, the consumerism is something which is very active in India specifically, if I have to say. So the industry that I am into, I'll quickly quote one small example. So we are into wood coating industry. Wood coating industry is as big as wood and veneer industry itself, and which is in trillions of economy. So wood coating industry has melamine product, which is used most frequently in India. Every one of you might have heard melamine polish. Now, melamine polish is formed of melamine formaldehyde, which is very harmful for people applying it and even smelling it in the vicinity. So some of you might know how harmful it is, but a lot of majority in India does not know how harmful melamine formaldehyde is. But because it is cheap, because it is easy, and because it is bas polish karne ko ho gaya, polish, they buy crazy expensive wood and polish it with something like melamine, just because it is cheap, easy to do, and everyone is doing it. So consumerism is playing such an active role in some countries in Europe, some countries even in our neighborhood like Sri Lanka and Bhutan have banned this particular thing. It cannot be used because it is something which is causing, it has active carcinogens inside it. Not just about us, about the painters who are applying this, they are causing extreme harm to their health. So we as a consumer, what we do is wood laga diya, uske baad we ask the painters 80-90-100 rupees ka polish dikha do, this is cheaper, this looks good, do it. So something like consumerism is the major harm to the environment right now, and cost factor and look good factor as something which has taken over the natural, the sustainable, the zero carbon emission. Everything has gone to a toss when it comes to sasta and tikau. So yeah, very rightly said.
In
Also,
my
one thing-
opinion, sorry.
Yes,
in my
please.
in my opinion, this can be costlier, but this can like a machine which is costly. The capital cost must be higher, but the running cost is cheaper. So it is, if we achieve this, then we can personal, for nature, everything, so we have to emphasize on this, and we should go ahead for that.
I think I can give a couple of thoughts which may be useful to people watching the show and the participants. So one of the key aspects is to how to handle the end of life. One of the key gap we have found in the standards, industrial manufacturing standards, BIS and all that. We have not specified what should be the end of life of that product. In fact, one pioneer is there, that is all we all know, Apple computers. While designing itself, they have taken care of the end of life. When we submit any Apple device, it will go to their robotized recycling unit where every part finds a way back into the manufacturing cycle. So I think even in buildings, we are able to sort of think at the time of design or specified material. Okay, कल तोड़ेगा ये बिल्डिंग जाएगा और कुछ आएगा, तो इधर इसको क्या कर सकता है, उसको रिसाइकिल कर सकता है क्या? अगर रिसाइकिल कर सकता है, can we mark somewhere that it can be recycled, or can we build in such a way that it can be easily removed? So these aspects, if we are able to give a little bit of an attention at the time of designing or building, I think recycling will be a good possibility. In fact, one of the example is light gauge steel technology, which has come now, which is mostly bolt and nut. So you can remove the screws and virtually use every part to build another building somewhere else. So things like this, at least most of it. Maybe these things, if end of life, if you can give an attention to any product or even a shirt or something, as rightly said in the previous session, suppose we use a cloth consciously of cotton or a bamboo or a banana fiber, definitely it can decay and dissolve in nature. So we prefer, we take a synthetic fiber, then definitely it's a plastic pollution. There's one more problem with the cloths, and also all the draperies and all. There is a huge pollution of something called lint or the microfiber, which none of us are. So if it is an artificial fiber, it can release microfibers into the air, which can be carcinogenic. So these are the aspects that we need to consider apart from energy to make sure that we use, as Mr. Kavi, architect Kavi suggested, that the local materials, not only local, but also the materials which will not harm the people which are living there, and also not harm the environment when at the end of its life. Probably if we can give a little bit of an attention, I think we will be able to do a lot of justice to the sustainability of life.
Okay. So similarly, what's happening that there are lots of technologies which are now coming up, which are existing. However, होता क्या है कि there are business giants. We were talking of large corporates. These are business giants. उनका सर्वाइवल ही खत्म हो जाएगा अगर इस तरह की पैसिव टेक्नोलॉजीज आ गई. फॉर एग्जांपल, इवन इन जस्ट प्योर पावर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, अगर हम लोकलाइज्ड सेटअप में कुछ कर लेते हैं तो ट्रांसमिशन लाइंस विल एक्चुअली गो डेड, और ट्रांसमिशन की जितनी कंपनीज हैं वो सब खत्म हो जाएंगी. तो एज प्रोफेशनल्स व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इज, इफ वी कैन पुट आवर हार्ट एंड माइंड टुगेदर and work, look at those passive means, look at those means and suggest and educate our clients to adopt them. और ये क्लाइंट को, आजकल क्लाइंट्स जो हैं सुनते हैं. आज से 20 साल पहले, मुझे 35 साल हो गए हैं इंडस्ट्री में, लेकिन 20-25 साल पहले बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता था किसी क्लाइंट को समझाना कुछ भी. लेकिन आज की डेट में फायदा क्या है कि ड्यू टू ग्लोबलाइजेशन और हर जो भी लोग हैं, क्लाइंट्स हैं, दे आर वेल ट्रेवल्ड, तो उनकी एडेप्टेबिलिटी की जो साइके है वो बहुत चेंज हो गई है. तो आज की डेट में मेरे को उनको कन्विंस करना ज्यादा आसान होता है, क्योंकि एट द टच ऑफ अ बटन ऑन गूगल आई कैन शो देम व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट इज, जो 25 साल पहले मेरे पास अवेलेबल नहीं था. तो मैं ये चाहता हूं कि जो प्रोफेशनल्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है इन द फ्यूचर कंस्ट्रक्शंस, अगर हम उन पैसिव मीन्स को ढूंढ के लाएं और उनको अडॉप्ट करना शुरू कर दें. फॉर एग्जांपल, आज से 20 साल पहले मैंने पीजो इलेक्ट्रिक की बात करी थी. मैं ओल्ड दिल्ली और न्यू दिल्ली रेलवे स्टेशन पे वो पीजो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की टाइल्स लगाना चाह रहा था, और मैंने बहुत काम किया था. एक जर्मनी की कंपनी के साथ में भी मैंने किया था, लेकिन वो रेड टेप में हम फंसे रह गए. वी वर नॉट एबल टू गेट द, मैंने कहा ISPT हुआ, ओल्ड दिल्ली हुआ और न्यू दिल्ली हुआ. इन 3 जगह पर इतने फुटफॉल्स होते हैं कि अगर हमने उनकी प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे केवल ये पीजो इलेक्ट्रिक टाइल्स लगा दी तो जितनी एनर्जी वो जनरेट करेंगे उससे इन पूरे जो पूरा ISBT का जो बिजली का खर्चा है वो निकल जाएगा. तो एक छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, तो उसमें जो 20 साल पहले नहीं था, लेकिन आज की डेट में हमें वो कन्विंस करने में शायद ज्यादा आसानी हो, और अब धीरे धीरे करके आप देख रहे हैं कि वो चीजें आ रही हैं. So as professionals, if we can push those technologies at a micro level, we have to start at the micro level, because at a macro level, the corporates of the world will never let you. So let's start from the and when you have proven facts, जहाँ छोटी छोटी communities में इस्तेमाल होने लगेगा, उसके बाद में आप देखिएगा कि it becomes a fad. That's all I have to say.
I have to add in that, apart from the recyclable material, what about the energies? Energies has to be, what about the air pollution? What about the water pollution? So everything has to be, taken care of simultaneously. On contrary, we cannot say that all the technologies which are coming, which are costlier as of today, they might be cheaper, tomorrow, and the cost can be, cut down when they are commercialized. So the cost can be, you can say that there is a ROI for that.
Rightly said, sir. Actually, I also maybe ऐसे ही सोचती हूँ कि initial cost हम लोग सब देखते हैं when it comes to sustainable construction, जो 10 to 15% है पूरे building के cycle का देखें तो. But what about the operational cost? That is how much resources it is going to use. That is also a very big question in the life of the building. जो 40-50 years के लिए वहीं रहने वाला है, वो initial बनाने का खर्चा हम कम करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन overall क्या होगा वो हम नहीं जानते. So, do you think that government policies or some incentive is, if government incentivizes green construction, हो सकता है कुछ आगे? Will the clients readily accept it if there is government included in it?
देखिए, incentives are not really a sustainable solution in themselves. You see, at the end of the day, आप incentive देंगे कुछ समय के लिए चलेगा, but like Vinit ji rightly said कि ROI. Now, a term ROI is now common knowledge to everyone. आज से कुछ साल पहले नहीं था. तो जब हम अपने clients को educate करते हैं और उसमें अगर हम उनके जो भी additional capex आ रहा है उसकी ROI उनको समझाते हैं, तो they are ready to put in that kind of those kinds of resources. तो मेरे हिसाब से once we control energy, other things fall in place. Like the quality of air that we are breathing in, the quality of life that we are having, and जैसे संजय जी ने बोला कि भाई वो birds हमारे plantations पे क्यों नहीं आती हैं, it's a very very valid point. So Vinit, you were saying something.
तो यही पॉइंट है कि बड़ा सिंपल सा पॉइंट है कि हमको अपनी आदतें सुधारनी पड़ेंगी. आर्किटेक्ट चांदनी इज सेइंग गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज, हमारी ही पॉलिसी नहीं होगी तो गवर्नमेंट क्या करेगी? हम कचरा बाहर फेंक देते हैं, हम मलबा रात को डंप कर देते हैं हाईवे पे, हम करके मलबा शुड बी डंप. हाँ, गवर्नमेंट कैन डू समथिंग हियर. गवर्नमेंट कैन मेक अ सिस्टम कि आप यहाँ मलबा डंप करिए और आपको पैसे देंगे मलबा डंप करने के लिए. पैसे लेंगे नहीं, देंगे, क्योंकि आप हमको मलबा बेच रहे हो. हम अपना लकड़ी, आप अपनी लकड़ी या पुरानी चीजें किताबें दे रहे हो, हम आपको पैसा देंगे. जैसे एक प्लास्टिक बॉटल आप हमको दीजिए, हम आपको पैसा देंगे. So what will happen is that collecting all these things, materials will become a thing, will become a culture. We don't have a culture. I was in Venice where people are shit scared to throw even a single एक मूंगफली का टुकड़ा भी, जो आप क्या कैसे समझाएं कि they are so particular. We are a country where abundance labor, कितने जमादार कर्मचारी हैं यहाँ पर, फिर भी गंद है. मुझे तो समझ ही नहीं आ रहा. बॉम्बे में इतना पानी है, बरसता है, लेकिन फिर भी बाहर से पानी आता है. तो we don't have a system of managing our resources. We are a blessed country. We do this, और खेतों में वो हो जाता है, we do this तो मछली आ जाती है. मतलब क्या क्या नहीं है यहाँ पर. We are blessed. We are just mismanaging everything. So government, but it has to be managed from, I think a villager is the most, they should get the triple platinum green award.
Absolutely.
Because बट वो कहते हैं लीड प्लैटिनम तो विलेजेस के लिए हो नहीं सकता, क्योंकि वो हट तो एयर कंडीशन नहीं है, वो हट पानी गंदा नहीं करती, वो पानी होता ही नहीं बेचारों के पास, तो गंदा क्या करेंगे. तो we need to understand there is a big diversity. We have somehow enslaved ourselves in this culture. We need to get out of this culture and make our own systems that belong to us, and I'm not interested to buy a new car because buying a new car is going to pollute the thing more. But the car industry will never change your engine. आप V6 engine change कर दीजिए, car seat क्यों change हो रही है, टायर क्यों change हो रहा है, डैशबोर्ड क्यों change हो रहा है, windscreen क्यों change हो रही है, कार की body तो pollute नहीं कर रही. तो V6 engine पर car industry को, so basically there is a vested interest of the industry. Our government, yes, to answer your question, our government is sold to the industry. Industry is not sold to the government. So that is the problem. And because of which the government has to take steps. But we as individuals in our RWAs and all can do a lot. I think all this drain, the stormwater drain is being the most useless thing. विनीत जी आप बताइए आपकी लोकेलिटी में सारी stormwater drain चौक है कि नहीं? हाँ या ना?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल चौक है.
तो में stormwater drain हमारी जो बॉली होती थी सारे आप parks नीचे ले जाइए. Have a security system and take all your parks and all. Just harvest your water locally. Don't demolish all the stormwater drains or have open drains. तो ये बहुत सारी चीजें जो क्योंकि इंग्लैंड में होती थी PWD था तो वो करेंगे. हम अपना क्या करेंगे कब करेंगे तो वो that is the thing. I think I've spoken a lot. I should give a chance.
बिल्कुल सही है. जो मेरा एक्सटेंशन यही है कि हमें अगर लोकल लेवल्स पे लोकल कम्युनिटीज को हम एम्पावर कर दें इस चीज के लिए तो हैंडल यू सी एवरीथिंग इज अबाउट स्केल. So if we are able to handle these things at a smaller scale, like छोटे से villages are like we've adopted a village on the Yamuna Expressway. तो वहाँ पे पानी ये भी जो सीवरेज और the way things are we are doing that all by natural means. उसमें मतलब एक ounce of energy नहीं लगता है, but we are handling everything. And you go to that village today, it is so clean. वहाँ का जो तालाब है वो इतना बढ़िया पानी देता है. We just use some bacteria and the passive means that you are actually having potable water from that same sludge that we used to be.
It's a shame that in a city like Bombay, which gives maximum revenue to the country, with so much rain, we are not going to handle the rain. In Japan, you have tunnels that can take the rain. So why can't we do it? What is the problem?
It's an amazing insight given by both of you. Two things I want to bring to this table. One is, any site planning initially needs to have a survey, hydrological survey, which most of them know has to be done, but they don't do it. So once you do the hydrological survey, you need to identify where exactly naturally the water is coming from outside and going outside. And we have to provide for it. So people build buildings across natural water channels and the whole area gets flat. They put a compound all around the area. They flatten the area where the water has to go. The whole city gets flooded. So because of one or two buildings coming in the choking this thing, whole city can get flooded sometimes. So these bottlenecks should be understood. The hydrological design of a city is very important. And when we do channels, I have an appeal from wildlife again. Please don't build vertical walls in the channel. वो उसमें हाथी गिर जाएगा, वो बाहर नहीं आ सकता है. They cannot cross the path. So it has to be a sort of a sloping structure where if a wildlife can cross the area, people fall, they can't get out. And when there is a sloping channel, actually the water throws the dirt out naturally. So this is one, we have engineers, I don't know, structural engineers or I don't say architects. We have a scale and pencil and draw Kadiya.
I can say that in that, the channel can be, shrink down when we design that as a vertical member. When we slope it, then it's an uneconomic section basically.
No, sir, it's not sustainable. Vertical is not sustainable.
Sustainable is okay, but there is a balance between sustainable and this thing.
Actually, आप cement ही मत डालिए. You just leave the natural stream naturally and leave some space and build. Why do you want to interfere with nature in the first place? Leave the floodline and build. See, don't. पानी से पंगा मत लीजिए आप. पानी से पंगा मत लीजिए. हम कभी भी win नहीं कर सकते. Nature is nature. So we should understand that we are a subset of nature and nature is not our resource. Because just because we have JCB, we have power, we can do everything, but we will only have to suffer the consequences. So why don't in Japan they are breaking all the channels and letting the natural flow. They're leaving the buffer of the floodline and they're building the building after that, and they're making all that as a park or a jogging track or some public area where even if the flood comes, it will not affect anyone. See, but people live in it after we build. We need to understand. See, economics or money is not more important than life of people and life of wildlife. So we need to understand this. I think in my view, see, I'll tell you frankly, I'm an industrialist and an entrepreneur. So before doing anything, economics is primary for me. Let me promise you 3 major costs. One is water, second is gardening, and third is electricity. These 3 are the major costs in any building. Agree with me. If you go for a natural ecoscaping, you will save 80% of the cost of water as well as maintenance manpower. Because plants can grow on their own. उधर का ही है वो, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, आराम से, don't put water also, it will grow and bloom. Okay, and when we use hydrological natural flow, we benefit a lot. There won't be building leakage, there won't be seepage from the bottom. You'll have a lot of advantages. There won't be building falling down. So just let the water flow, don't stop it. The moment you stop, you'll have problems. Third thing is the electricity. I think there's a lot of work being done by green building structures and things like that. So, and also because of the more efficient equipment, adoption of efficient equipment. For example, today LED has become a very common adoption. We are seeing that there's a lot of, as Vinit sir said, efficient devices. When we use star-rated air conditioners or star-rated fans, definitely we can save electricity. So the water, gardening or manpower costs, and this thing, all the 3, you can save. And fourth thing is water recycling. Today, a lot of water recycling technology is available. So if we are able to adopt water recycling technology in every building design consciously, today what's happening, many of the buildings want to adopt natural recycling of water. It requires some space. That space is not available in the complex. So consciously when we design it, we can make sure that the water flows cleanly, and there's a space provided for water recycling, natural landscaping is done, and wherever possible in ledges or wherever, provide space to nature to grow. I'm sure your efficiency, cost of maintenance of building will come down by 80%. And your swimming pool costs take 50% of the maintenance cost of the apartment. You have a natural pond where all the birds can come. Let me tell you, a fish called guppy will eat away all your mosquito larvae, and you will not have mosquito problem in your apartment complex or house if you have a natural pond which hosts the natural species of plants and animals.
These are the natural passive weeds I'm talking about that we should be using. Absolutely. Great.
तो मेरा और एक्सटेंड करता हूँ डिस्कशन को कि गवर्नमेंट से इंसेंटिव मिल सकते हैं, प्रोवाइडेड ये इफेक्टिव लॉ बनाए. लॉ बनाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट को अवेयर किया जाए आर्किटेक्चरल एसोसिएशन के थ्रू या और भी इंस्टीट्यूशन एसोसिएशन है उनके थ्रू, और वो इफेक्टिवली लॉ जो बने उनको इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाए, और इम्प्लीमेंट करके फिर उसको बेसिकली इम्प्लीमेंट जब करेंगे तो ऑलमोस्ट सब कुछ रिकवरी चालू हो जाएगी. जैसे मैं कहता हूँ कि भाई आदमी को डर का डर होना चाहिए, और हर आदमी इस दुनिया में डर से ही काम करता है. इट इज नेचर्स नेचर कि आदमी किसी को कोई डर नहीं होगा तो वो काम नहीं करेगा. तो जब लॉ इफेक्टिव होंगे, इफेक्टिवली इंप्लीमेंट होंगे, तो इंसेंटिव गवर्नमेंट दे सकती है बिल्कुल.
And also there's a vicious cycle, I feel. There's a vicious cycle in terms of products and services and design and requirement. For example, Vinit ji might design a building which has self-absorbing, rainwater harvesting system, which has system जिसमें STP sewage water treat हो रहा है, and which has system जिसमें solars use हो रहा है for electricity, and various different services he has designed. And there are some people who are doing those services, but they are doing it at very higher price compared to the normal services. Because these services are very unique, इसके अंदर बहुत टेक्नोलॉजी लगा है बनाने के लिए, ये नई systems है, they are very expensive, they are very not pro efficiently used by a lot of people. So इसका there comes a bridge कि प्रोडक्ट बनाने और यूज करने में. आज प्रोडक्ट बन गया पर वो यूज इसीलिए नहीं हो पा रहा बिकॉज वो एक्सपेंसिव है, सबने यूज नहीं किया है, ऐसा है. there's a lot of challenge. So government can come in this picture and fill this bridge. And उसके वजह से when these sustainable products, when these eco-friendly products starts getting used in the ecosystem, उसका cost अपने आप कम नीचे आ जाएगा. those expensive product, when it is commercialized, the cost will eventually come down anyway. And government, as Vinitji said, is biased towards industries, so they might as well be biased towards industries which are into eco-friendly and sustainable activities. So that can solve the win-win situation between everything.
No, I have the point, Bhargav. विनीत लोचन जी कह रहे थे कि लॉज होने चाहिए, पर अगर लॉज इंडस्ट्री की तरफ होंगे, बल्कि आपको पुरानी गाड़ी रखने के लिए अवार्ड मिलना चाहिए और नई गाड़ी खरीदने के लिए सजा मिलनी चाहिए. वो उल्टा होता नहीं है. You see, so there is
पुरानी गाड़ी को रिफर्बिश करके चलाने वाली जो टेक्नोलॉजी बनाने वाला है, उसको गवर्नमेंट को एनकरेज करना चाहिए कि जो पुरानी से पुरानी गाड़ी को चलवा सके.
Because my grandmother used one canvas bag the whole year for shopping, and now we substitute with 1,000 plastic bags, more than thousands. So something is not right. नोटबंदी हो सकती तो प्लास्टिक को बैन कर दीजिए, और प्लास्टिक इंडस्ट्रीज वालों को 1 एकड़ की जगह में उनकी अगर इंडस्ट्री है तो उनको 5 एकड़ दान दे दीजिए, बोलिए आप कुछ और कर दीजिए, बस बैन कर दीजिए. अगर नोटबंदी बैन है तो प्लास्टिक को बैन कर दीजिए, सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक प्लीज. ऐसे करके हमें स्ट्रिक्ट लॉ को ऐसे स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लेनी पड़ेंगी.
करेक्ट.
So sir, in my limited experience, I feel that government will make the policy what the industry wants. So it is also for us to get together and ask the government what exactly we want. So until unless the industry doesn't come into a unanimous approach that this is what is good for the industry, government also will not be able to support us. So I'm sure the officials in the government are today very responsive, and for every for example, you see in 98 using of LPG to vehicles was illegal. And going ahead, once we took up the seminars and educational programs saying that it is both safe and energy efficient, now you know that CNG has become compulsory in Delhi and so many places. So government took a U-turn from banning it to making it compulsory. It's also there are humans like us, and I'm sure they don't have expertise in all the fields. So as an industry, it becomes our responsibility to take some time and write to the government, meet the people, make them aware. So as an industry body, if we are able to approach the government, I'm sure the government is more than happy to support.
Yeah, so I think we have to own up our social responsibility, simple as that. Owning it up and percolating down to the projects that you're doing and the community that you are impacting. वो एक अगर प्रोफेशनल्स की तरफ से कहीं ना कहीं कमी भी है, और उस चीज को पूरा करना हम लोगों की जिम्मेवारी है.
I appreciate this. It should be our responsibility.
It has to be done. और कोई तरीका नहीं है.
Of course, absolutely.
But so if you can give an example, if any of your projects, if you've used sustainable construction practices, if any of the projects or some project that you highly look up to in the world, if there's any project any of the architects would like to highlight?
देखिए, even before energy efficiency and sustainability was being talked about, अगर आप अपने डिजाइन को, अपने आर्किटेक्चर को ढंग से और लॉजिकली सोचेंगे, तो आपका जो प्रोडक्ट होगा वो सस्टेनेबल होगा ही. मतलब वी टॉक ऑफ वास्तु, ना वास्तु वाज नथिंग बट मूवमेंट ऑफ द सन एंड विंड. नाउ अगर हम धीरे धीरे करके उन चीजों को अगर हम ढंग से दिल से चीजें बनाते हैं, तो दे वुड बी गुड आर्किटेक्चर. एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव बीन सेइंग दैट एवर सिंस लेट 80s एंड अर्ली 90s, तब से हम जो कंस्ट्रक्शंस कर रहे हैं, ईच वन ऑफ देम इज प्रीटी गुड. बट व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज कि जहां पर आपका स्केल आ जाता है, उस स्केल पे जब आप उस चीज को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि देखिए छोटे लेवल पर हर चीज हो सकती है, लेकिन आपको इम्पैक्ट तब होगा जब आप 50 लाख स्क्वायर फुट के एक डेवलपमेंट को उस तरीके से बनाएंगे कि दैट बिकम्स अ नेट जीरो और कार्बन नेगेटिव. सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग दैट वी आर डूइंग. अभी हम एक जो सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, नोएडा हैबिटेट एंड कन्वेंशन सेंटर, तो दैट्स गोइंग टू बी वन ऑफ दोज, जिसमें करीब 75 लाख स्क्वायर फुट का एरिया है. वहां पे जो हम कर रहे हैं, that is the kind of impact that we need to create.
I agree with Kavi Jain. See, when we once in a big building. So the operational plan, which involves
Absolutely.
a proper flow of everything, whether it's people or vehicles or water or waste. So in the complex what I live today, we don't do anything because we have organized in every house a 7 dustbin system where every plastic is cleaned and stored because it's collected only once a week. So I say नहीं रख सकते आप वो खराब ये गंदा पास आएगा उससे. You have to wash and keep because they collect only once in a week. Paper they collect once in a week. And electronics waste is given a box once in a month they collect. Every day what they collect is only the compost and the medical waste. Medical waste of course go to incineration and we pay for it. And the every day what compost is collected is composted, and you don't believe about 30 people we have which do this housekeeping of waste management. By selling that compost, we are able to give them about 2,000 to 3,000 rupees incentive. So if these things are made a part of the design and operational plan, I think mostly it will be followed later, if at all.
इसमें एक एग्जांपल मैं देना चाहूंगा कि हमने 2014 में जो गेम बिल्डिंग बनाई थी यहाँ पर नोएडा में, वो इट वाज प्लैटिनम रेटेड एंड नेट जीरो, मतलब जीरो डिस्चार्ज एटसेट्रा. इट वाज नॉट नेट जीरो, सॉरी, बट जीरो डिस्चार्ज. लेकिन हमने उसमें क्लाइंट्स के साथ में जो बाकी आगे का काम किया है, दैट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट कि ओवर द पास्ट 8 years हमने जो भी सिस्टम्स लगाए हैं उसकी डेटा को एनालाइज करके हमने उन सिस्टम्स को बेटर किया है. सो टुडे माय बिल्डिंग आफ्टर 8 years ऑफ ऑपरेशंस इज मोर एफिशिएंट देन व्हाट इट वाज इन 2014. तो एक वो जो कंटिन्यूअल जो प्रोसेस है वो अगर अडॉप्ट करेंगे तो उससे ना तो केवल कंस्ट्रक्शन की ही बात नहीं हो रही, बट जो द लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग that actually becomes, because that's a very intelligent building and we've got data down to the last second. तो उसको quarterly analyze करके we are improving upon every system all the time. So that is something which is great to, which is what we as professionals should be doing.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping in between, and it's a really great, the conversation is going on, and we are getting a lot of comments, and people are appreciating this kind of a very powerful discussion. But as we are running short of time, and already we spend more 10 minutes more, so I request Chandni to please sum up this particular session so that we can jump for the next session. Thank you.
So just one small question in the end, just to sum up this, that we do see it as affecting the common man, but जब तक consumer से demand नहीं आएगी तब तक हम भी उन्हें क्या दे पाएंगे? तो is there one short note that you can give कि हम consumer से demand कैसे generate करें for green buildings or green constructions in the future?
I think these seminars will help what you're doing.
But we are talking about reaching a very large mass of people. If they are not showing interest in it, how are we going to sell it, right?
I would like to add here. भाई आपका नाम है व्यापार जगत, हमें व्यापार जागरूक करना पड़ेगा, लोगों को समझाना पड़ेगा कि अगर ये नहीं करेंगे तो बहुत बड़ी गलती कर रहे हैं, तो वही तभी कंज्यूमर जागेगा.
Right.
Actually,
so
it is educating the client, simple as that, nothing else.
Chandni, there is a
Right.
inclination in the clients today. We see a lot of interest in these things. Whenever we offer a solution, they're delighted. In fact, we should be having the courage enough to propose to them. That's what it is. I feel strong.
Right, sir.
I can see everyone getting
Thank
a
you.
little impatient. So, and not only on the screen, but I have the next round of meetings also. So I think we'll stop here, and all the best.
Thank
to
you so much for your time.
All the best for the rest of the discussion.
I'd also like to welcome everyone to my Gurgaon house where I have a well and which I built with mud. All of you are welcome. Please.
Great. Okay,
Thank you so
bye-bye.
much.
Super.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, everyone, for participating.
Thank you, everyone.